Hey everybody, we're back. So this is part 2 of the photo montage project. So last time we made a person and a pet using no people parts for the person and using no animal parts for the pet, and really trying to use no actual living creature parts, just sort of inanimate objects for the pet. And so now we've got those two things done. If you don't have this, then you missed part 1, so you might want to go back and do that. Although you can make the background without having this part. But we're going to go ahead and make a background today. Same idea, we're going to tear up a bunch of parts of the magazine and cut things out, and we're going to make a scene so that our person and our pet can take a walk through a neighborhood. So let me go grab that and I'll show you how it works. Okay, see, that was super fast. Okay, so I spent a bunch of time cutting out a bunch of different things. I got some blue up here for the sky, and then I've got this house here that I'm going to add into the background. Okay, so it kind of looks like they're going for a walk in the neighborhood. So we've got that part there, and so let's glue this into place with our glue stick. And then I've got a little green towards the bottom representing the grass. Some of it's actual grass, the photograph, and some of it's just green paper. So if you have some scrap paper or something laying around, you can use it up to build up the rest of it. And then I used one piece of yellow construction paper and put some windows and a door that I actually cut out. And then I went ahead and made the top of this house out of some purple paper. So what we're doing is a project similar to what Romir Bearden was doing. So if you looked at the first project, part 1, you saw how he was using a combination of flat color, okay, that he painted or cut out, and actual photographs. Okay, it's sort of this idea of a photo montage and collage where everything's mixed together. So I want to try to cover up as much as I can any words that are showing, unless they seem to have something to actually do with my project. But I'm not sure what this would have to do with it. So I'm going to cover this up with another cloud that I cut out. Okay. And I've got a few words back there too, but we'll see what we can do about that. Okay, it's probably not that big a deal. It's not the end of the world if it shows up, because we're going to put our person and pet onto this scene too. So you don't necessarily have to do that. If you want to make your collage a little more three-dimensional, I cut some paper and I put the little fringe on it, so maybe I'll put a little bit of three-dimensional grass here. I guess it's not super three-dimensional, but you get the idea. Okay, it's got a little more texture than just a regular collage. There's not a ton of rules here for this project. We're just going to try to make an interesting scene. Okay, you can really spend a lot of time cutting out things and piecing it together and build an actual scene out of various parts that actually looks somewhat realistic and works, but that's not what we're too worried about here. I also found a couple pieces of broccoli, and I thought, well, they would be cool for little trees or something. So we're going to grow some broccoli in our front yard here for our house. So why not? You get the idea. Just add a whole bunch of stuff to your picture, okay, and get yourself a scene. So someplace for your person and your pet to go for a walk. Okay, now that you have that all taken care of, go find your person and your pet and go ahead and cut them out of the background paper. That paper was there, made them a little bit stronger. I mean, you could have put everything together, but it's nicer to kind of build everything one bit at a time. So you're just going to spend a little bit of time actually cutting them out so that you can put them onto the background where they're walking. I use the same size paper, so they're going to be pretty huge compared to this background, but that's okay. We're not too worried about things looking too realistic, obviously. But if you wanted to use a bigger piece of paper for your background so that your person and pet were a little bit more proportional to the background, that would be cool too. So I don't think you need to watch me cut everything out for this project, so I'll get that done and then we'll come back and see what it looks like at the end. Okay, so we're back and I've got these guys all cut out now. So I've got my person and my pet. And so my only real job now is to figure out how do I want to attach them to the paper so they look like they're taking a walk in their neighborhood. So all we need to do is just find a place where they fit and we'll go ahead and glue them down. So that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, these guys are pretty hilarious looking, so I kind of like them. I bet you could come up with something pretty cool too. You can take this concept of photo montage pretty far and do a lot of different things. Maybe one thing you could do now is, since we set this whole thing of no people parts for this project, now you have lots of people that you passed over in your magazine, and so maybe you want to take those parts and make a person by combining different parts from various pictures, or try to make a self-portrait of yourself using these different pieces and different things and show something about you. So the only other thing that is sometimes cool to do is to make some kind of a collar or leash so that it actually looks like the the person is walking this creature. So sometimes it's nice just to, if you can lift up the hand and glue a piece of yarn onto there, that'll work if you have that. If you don't have any yarn, well, you could just cut a piece of paper or make it just as simple as taking a black marker and drawing the line. But I figure since we've already done all of this stuff here, let's just, ooh, look at this thing. Let's try this. We'll make this guy's name McCormick and cut out this piece of paper from there, and we'll make a collar. And now, amazingly enough, this creature has a name. So let's put that on there. We'll glue that down, and then we'll add this glue here. And now we have McCormick, the breakfast sandwich creature. Alright, cool. Well, maybe that'll glue itself on there, and maybe it won't. We might have to let it dry a little bit more. There we go. Starting to stick down now. So you got the idea. Make a person, make a pet, make a background. The idea of photo montage can be pretty powerful, and you can come up with some pretty cool stuff. If you want to, at the end, sign your name to your artwork somewhere so people know who made this craziness, okay? Share it with some people. Alright, well, I hope you had some interesting stuff and you came up, had some fun with this, came up with some interesting stuff, and check back next time and we'll do something else for a project. Alright, see you guys later. Bye-bye.